वसिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of Devi Mahatmyam or Durga Saptashati or Chandi. We shall start our discussion on the first chapter or Prathamodhyayaha by chanting the meditation verse of the presiding deity of the first chapter, that is Mahakali. So it is called meditation on Mother Mahakali, Mahakali Dhyanam. Please repeat this verse after me. It is in the page 2 or 2nd of the Devi Mahatmyam book, which is referred to in English, which is here in our South African center. Om खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिघान् खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिघान् शूलं भुशुण्डीं शिरः शूलं भुशुण्डीं शिरः शङ्खं सन्ददतीं करैस्त्रिनयनाम् शङ्खं सन्धदतीं करैस्त्रिनयनाम् सर्वाङ्गभूषावृताम् सर्वाङ्गभूषावृताम् यां हन्तुं मधुकैटभौ जलजभूस्तुष्टावसुप्ते हरौ यां हन्तुं मधुकैटभौ जलजाभूस्तुष्टावसुप्ते हरौ नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकाम् नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पददशकाम् सेवे महाकालिकाम् सेवे महाकालिकाम्. This is the meditation verse on the Mahakali, Mahakali Dhyanam. Om Khadgam Chakragadeshu Chapaparighān Shūlam Bhushundim Shiraha Shankham Sandhadatīm Karaistrinayanam Sarvanga Bhusha Vratam Yam Hantum Madhukaitabhau Jalaja Bhūstuštava Supte Harau Nīlāshmadyuti Masya Padadashakam Seve Mahakalikam. Meditation of Mahakali. I resort to Mahakali, who has 10 faces, 10 legs, and holds in her hands the sword, disc, mace, arrows, bow, club, spear, missile, human head, and conch, who is three-eyed, adorned with ornaments on all her limbs, and luminous like a blue jewel, and whom Brahma extols in order to destroy Madhu and Kaitava, the demons, when Vishnu was in Yoga Nidra or mystic sleep. So that is a simple meaning of the Mahakali Dhyanam. We had already started chanting the first chapter, Ataha Prathamodhyayaha, chapter 1, Om Namaschandikayai was chanted, and then in the last class we learnt about the meaning of Savarnis Suryatanayo Yo Manuho Katyateshtamaha Nishamaya Tatudpattim Vistarat Gatato Mama Mahamayanubhavena Yatha Manvantaradipaha Sababhuva Mahabhagaha Savarnis Tanayo Ravehe. From 1 to 3 verse. So the first mantra Om Aim Markandeya Uvacha is also taken as one mantra, because in this Durga Saptashati they consider even these things are also very sacred. Everything is so sacred. So they consider even that Om Aim Markandeya Uvacha also as a mantra. So that is included as one. Then the second one we chanted just now, Savarnis Suryatanayo Yo Manaho Katyateshtamaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarat Gatato Mama. Then the third verse was Mahamayanubhavena Yatha Manvantaradipaha Sababhuva Mahabhagaha Savarnistanayo Ravehe. We got the meaning of this in the last class. I'll just give you the simple meaning. Markandeya said to his disciple, Krasustuki Bhaguri. Now, Savarni, the son of Surya, is called the eighth Manu. Listen, while I describe in detail about his birth, how Savarni, illustrious son of Surya, became the lord of the eighth Manvantara by the grace of Mahamaya. So now Markandeya is telling to his disciple Krasustuki Bhaguri about Savarni. So why did he get the name Savarni? Because he was son of Surya, the sun god, from one of his wife, Savarna. So also called Chaya Devi. So Savarna, that's why he gets the name Savarni. Savarni was so called because he was the son of Savarna, Surya's wife. He was king, another name Surata. Now all that thing we will go and see in the next verses when we chant that. Now we were looking into the fact of the time. The last time we had some introduction to what the time according to our Hindu or Sanatana Dharma. So let me take you through that again, then you will know what is this Kala, time, what is this Divine Mother, what is this universe, how big is Brahma, what is just so small is Indra, Vayu, Varuna and other things, how small we are, the human beings, but in reality, how much big is the Atman which dwells in us. Now we shall go to see, first of all, to reduce our ego, to know where we are, what is our position of egoistic tendencies in us. When we study this concept of time and of this kalpa and of the Manvantara, we will come to know how small we are, how small is the time we live here on this earth, and even compared to that, even Brahma, the creator, time is very small. All that we will now study. Okay. Now we all know earth is rotating and revolving, so that the day and night happens, and after that we have 365 days. It makes 1 year. There are 4 seasons. These are all the timings according to the rotation and revolution around the sun. Sun also has its own orbit and it will be rotating there. Around what? Let us see afterwards. Think about that after that. Now let us think about this time. Now, in the present thing which we are living now is called Kali Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga. What is this Kali Yuga? You know how many thousand years are there in the Kali Yuga? In this Kali Yuga, there are 432,000 years. In the Yuga which we are living now, there are 432,000 years. According to our scriptures, Lord Krishna's giving up the body and going to the place where he came from, Vaikuntha, the end of Dwapara Yuga. It was the end of Dwapara Yuga, and it was the beginning of Kali Yuga, when Lord Krishna went away to his place Vaikuntha, gave up this body. So that was the beginning of Kali Yuga. Now, here in some of the things it is stated that Kali Yuga began 5125 years ago and has 426,875 years left as of 2024. Now, this year, this much of years are left in Kali Yuga. So don't worry, nothing is going to happen to our world for a long time. Now, before this Kali Yuga, we were talking about Dwapara Yuga, in which Lord Krishna, the avatar of Krishna, was there. Why is this Yuga called as Dwapara Yuga? Dwa means two, Apara means preceding. So there were two yugas before this. Which were the two yugas before this? Before Dwapara was the Treta Yuga. Before Treta Yuga was the Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga. That's why Dwa means two, Apara means preceding this. There were two yugas. So that's why the name of this previous yuga was called Dwapara Yuga. Can you imagine how many years will be there in this yuga? Our whatever we are now living in 1 year, 365 days, day and nights. How many years in Dwapara Yuga? The Dwapara Yuga, it is 864,000 years. Can you imagine how big? It is much more bigger than Kali Yuga. What was the years, number of years in Kali Yuga? 432,000 years. What is in Dwapara Yuga? 864,000 years. Okay. Now, Dwapara Yuga in Hinduism is the third best of the four yugas in the yuga cycle, preceded by Treta Yuga and followed by Kali Yuga. We have earlier discussed Dwapara Yuga lasts for 864,000 years. Now, according to Purana, this yuga ended when Krishna returned back to his eternal abode, Vaikuntha. Now, in this yuga, there are only two pillars of dharma. The cow of righteousness is standing on two pillars. That is the two legs. Now, that is compassion and truthfulness, Satya and truthfulness. Now, Treta Yuga, before that it is called the Treta Yuga. Do you know the number of years Yuga? It is 1,296,000 years. Can you imagine? Treta Yuga, in which Lord Rama existed. Now, why is this yuga called Treta Yuga? Does this Treta has something very nearby in numericals? See, it has 3. Treta comes from 3. Why is it called Treta? This is the second best of the 4 yugas in the yuga cycle, preceded by Krita or Satya Yuga. So, Satya Yuga, the first yuga, also has a name called Krita Yuga, Krita and Satya. So, it is followed by Dwapara Yuga. Now, Treta means a collection of 3 things. In Sanskrit, Treta means collection. What has this yuga collected? Because it has 3 avatars in this yuga, in the Treta Yuga. What was the first avatara in this yuga? That is the Treta Yuga. Amongst the avatars of Vishnu, we can see the 5th, the 6th and the 7th avatars of Vishnu existed in this Treta Yuga. Because 3 avatars were included in this yuga, it is called Treta Yuga. Treta means in Sanskrit collection of 3 things. Okay, you came to know why it is called Treta Yuga. You also came to know how many years are there. 1,296,000 years. Okay, what were the 3 avatars? Vamana, Parashurama and Lord Ramachandra respectively. The cow of righteousness, that is the morality and other things, they are standing in that yuga on 3 legs. Now, it was preceded by Satya Yuga and succeeded by Dwapara Yuga. Now, we will go to the first yuga, the very sacred yuga, Satya Yuga. Satya means, truthfulness or Another name for that is Krita Yuga. Do you know how many number of years our human years exists in this yuga? 1,728 years. Okay? 1,728 years makes Satya Yuga. The first and the best of the 4 yugas in the yuga cycle. So this is Satya Yuga. So now Satya Yuga is known as the age of truth, when humanity is governed by gods and every manifestation or work is close to the purest ideal, and humanity will allow intrinsic goodness to rule supreme in this yuga. It is also referred to as the golden age. So here in this yuga, the cow of dharma, righteousness, was standing on all the 4 legs. What are the 4 legs in this yuga? Tapas, austerity; shaucha, cleanliness or charity, dana, the second leg. The third leg of this cow of righteousness, daya, compassion; and satya, truthfulness. So in this Kali Yuga which we are now, has only one leg of righteousness. So in this Satya Yuga there were 4 legs. Now the 4 yugas. See the number of years. The Satya Yuga, it is 1,728 years. Then in the Kali Yuga present which we are is 432,000 years. Dwapara Yuga it is 864,000 years. Treta Yuga is 1,296,000 years. And Satya Yuga is 1,720,000 years. Just imagine. Where are we? 1 years, and we have 100 years of our age. So how much years this 4 cycles? So one rotation of this Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga, one rotation is called Yuga Chakra or Chatur Yuga. Now this rotation of this Yuga 71 times is called kalpa, one kalpa. And what is one kalpa? See, just imagine how many years. I can't just go on telling you the years, your head will start reeling. 71 cycle of this is going to form one kalpa. What is one kalpa to our Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator? It is 1 day, 24 hours for him. Can you imagine now? Are you getting some idea? This one cycle Chatur Yuga of so many thousands of millions of years, Satya Yuga, Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, combined together is called one Chatur Yuga or one cycle of such 71 will make one kalpa, and that one kalpa is just 1 day, 24 hours. And one night, another in that 12 hours, 12 hours, and one night is big pralaya, when everything will be deluged, no creation, everything will be burnt up, pralaya. So that is also equal number of years. So then again creation will start in this Brahma's life, that after 24 hours there will be the second day. Like that there will be 30 kalpas makes 1 month of Brahma, and 365 days of Brahma, and 100 years of such of Brahma is one life of Brahma. And so many Brahmas have come and gone. This Brahma will end after this. I will tell you while I am going explaining when this age of Brahma will end. And after that, who will be the next Brahma? Lord Ramachandra has given the Boonman will be the next Brahma. What does that mean? That any of you people also, if you do the highest service to God, if you do the highest punya, if you do highest charity, good work, tapas, that is the austerities, taking the name of the God, meditation, yaga, yagna, charity, helping poor people, if you do the maximum, you can also become Brahma. It's a post. Up till that, it is a post. Any human being has the capacity to become the creator Brahma. That's why I'm explaining you how great you are, how much of strength you are. What is this creation? What is your capacity? You should know what is your capacity. Infinite strength is present in you. That is what our Vedanta says. So with all this explanation, though it is reeling our head or confusing, but even then, why am I taking through these things is so tough a thing of mathematics. Again, I'm taking you through arithmetic and algebra and other things, because you can know how much of strength you have, what is time, the concept of time. You will also come to know now what is Divine Mother, the strength of Divine Mother, whom we are going to study, whom we are going to worship, that Divine Mother, the Durga or whatever you call, what is her strength, you will come to know. Okay? That's why we have come to know about this Yuga. Then I gave you an idea of kalpa. Before that, we will go through some more understanding to make it a little more clear. According to our Hindu text, time is cyclic. In other Western or Abrahamic religion, it is linear. It ends. That's all. After this thing, everybody should be lying down in the grave. That's why they don't burn. They will put their dead bodies after the dead bodies, whether Jews or Muslims or Christians, they put it into the grave. Why? Will be lying there. On the day of judgment, when there is pralaya, God will now segregate all the good people and the bad people. Good people will be sent to hell, to heaven, and the bad people will be sent to hell. There ends the matter. That's all, linear. Nothing after that. Why? No reason. But see, in Hinduism, people are given chance to cyclic. Time is cyclic. You are given chance to rectify yourself, become good again and again and again and again. It is cyclic. So our concept of time is cyclic. So the history of mankind is divided into 4 ages. I told you, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, collectively forming one Mahayuga or Chatur Yuga, that cycle. Now, as I told you earlier, 71 Mahayuga, this one 71 will be forming one Manvantara, age of Manu. What is this Manvantara? A period of time where over which a Manu presides. Who is this Manu? The progenitor. Again, you people, anybody of you can become that. And under him, there will be Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna, all these devatas, whatever you see, the Navagrahas, everything. He is the progenitor of everything. He is the ruler of this whole Yuga. So that's why it's called Manu, Manvantara. So 71 Mahayuga forms a Manvantara, one single. So he will be ruling one Mantara, a period of time over which a Manu presides. From the duration of his period, each Manu is the archetypal first man, the progenitor, and also the first king and the lawgiver. Along with that Manu, every Manvantara also has its own set of Indra and other gods. And 7 sages, different sages. That's why in some of the Puranas, the 7 sages' name will be different. In another Purana, the name will be different. So you should know they are from different Manvantara. You should not tell that, oh, what is this? All different scriptures are giving different names of this thing. And see, Indra's wife was Shachi Devi. Now, because another great king, Nahusha, he did more punya, now he got the place of Indra. This fellow had to go down, that Indra. So, what am I telling is that is also a post of Indra. If you do highest punya, you can also occupy that post. If you get highest vote, here you can become the president or you can become the finance minister. It is just like that. It's all post. So any human being, you have the capacity to occupy the post of Indra. So how small is the post of Indra? You come to know now. Okay? All the post of the small gods, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna, it is so small. All of you, any human being can occupy that post if you do more punya. So what is the currency which you should have? The currency is merit, punya. convert all your currency, earning of money, into this currency called punya, then it will be coming with you after death to any other loka, Pitraloka or Gandharva Loka or Swargaloka, everywhere you can carry this thing that is called righteousness. Currency, just like now dollar is a currency where universal currency, whichever country you go, you can have dollar and convert it into that particular country currency. But if you take, suppose, rand to America, it is of no use. Likewise, the money and the jewels and the property which you have is of no use if you go to some other loka. So how to convert that into one currency by which you can take it to every place you go, even after giving up, into the currency called punya, merit, righteousness, dharma. Then that will come with you wherever you go. So you have come to know the secret, okay? Now we will go and see what is this Manu. I have given you a small inkling of who this Manu, a man, the progenitor. So every Manvantara, his period, this Manu, also has its sets of Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna and other gods and goddesses and the 7 sages. Then 14 Manus will reign one kalpa. What is this kalpa? It is 12 hours of Brahma. One day of Brahma, there will be 14 Manus. Under each Manu, there will be Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varuna, small letter gods. Now you can see how small are these Indra, Chandra. Above them is a man, Manu, who is the king of everything. So I am explaining all these things to show you what is your position, how great all of you are, how much of strength you have inside you. Now, 14 Manus reign in one kalpa, a single day in the life of Brahma, at the end of which the creation is destroyed, followed by pralaya, dissolution of equal length. Then again the creation starts, and the next kalpa is an endless cycle of creation and dissolution. Okay, so it is cyclic. Now we will come to some more internal intricacies of this time. What is that? One kalpa, as I told you, 12 hours of Brahma, or one day or one night of Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator, is called one kalpa, which has 14 Manus will be ruling. Okay, is equal to how many years? 4.32 billion years. One kalpa, 12 hours of Brahma is 4.32 billion years. Okay, in the gospel you might have read where master is telling, was sitting there and there was a bang. One bang was there. Mother Saraswati asked Brahma, what is this? One that sound. Told, Ravana is born. The very next second there was another bang. What is this? Ravana died. That's our life, you see. If you read Gospel of Ramakrishna, it is there in that. One small bang, next second another bang, Ravana is gone. And you think you are great rulers. Ravana is great ruler. You have ruled this country for thousands of years. Nothing compared to. So how we can reduce our ego? Our ego can be crushed by the studying of this time, you see. Time can crush our ego. We are nobodies. And we feel so egoistic and go and behave as we like, and we trouble other people with our ego. And how small and how useless is our ego, you just imagine. That's why I'm taking through all these things so that we will learn that lesson. So you got that lesson of what is Ravana's life. One bang on the day of Brahma. Not even day. In the 12 hours of Brahma, it was just a second, millisecond. Was Ravana's life. What is your life? Just imagine. Now, 4.32 billion years is kalpa, a day of Brahma, 12 hours. Then 1000 Mahayuga is that, measuring the duration of the world. And this each kalpa is divided into this one day or 12 hours of Brahma is divided into 14 Manvantara. Periods each lasting 71 yuga cycles. So in this one life of Manu, the progenitor, the 14 are there. Each one will have 71 yuga cycles. I told what is yuga cycle. What is one cycle of yuga? Treta Yuga, or first is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. This one cycle is called Chatur Yuga. Such 71 yuga cycles is one life of Manu. He will be ruling this whole world 71 yuga cycles. See the greatness of this human being called Manu. How many years he will be ruling this? Okay, now we will go. Who are these 14 Manus? Each Manvantara period. Now we told Manvantara. After that person, Manu, finishes his rule, he will get merged in God, or he will give up his life. Then after that there will be a Sandhya. Sandhya means union, equal to the length of Satya Yuga. What is the length of Satya Yuga? 1,728,000 years. So now what is happening here? That is the small pralaya, small dissolution. This whole earth or creation is submerged in water. Then again in the next Manu, this creation will come out. We all will come. We were all in some sort of a cold storage, lying down. For that period of Satya Yuga, 1,728 years, we will be in pralaya, dissolution, just like cold storage. And again we will be given the life. But stopped. Again we will continue from there. So in this next, another Manu, human being who is the highest punya, he will be ruling that. So this is Sandhya of Manvantara, that is the pralaya, a small dissolution where the water will be submerged in, the world will be submerged in water. But in the pralaya, when that happens, a bigger one, it will be completely burnt. But here it's a smaller pralaya, which together constitute a day and night of Brahma. A month of Brahma contains 30 such days and nights, that is 259.2 billion years. Now according to Mahabharata, 12 months of Brahma, 360 days, constitute is here, and 100 such years of his life is called Mahakalpa. 311.04 trillion years, or 36,000 kalpa plus 36,000 pralaya, 50 years of Brahma are supposed to have now. As of now, this Brahma who is ruling this, created this world, 50 years of Brahma are supposed to have elapsed. So this Brahma has another 50 years to live. And Brahma's year, 1 year, just now I told. And Hanuman has to wait for that much year to become the next Brahma. Okay? Now, 50 years Brahma are supposed to have elapsed, and we are now in the which kalpa? Shvetavaraha kalpa. As I told you, there are 30 kalpas. In that kalpa, each kalpa is ruled by one famous person who has got highest punya. Again, he is much more greater than Indra, much more greater than Manu. Next only to Brahma is that kalpa, one who is ruling the kalpa. So now the present kalpa in which we are is Shvetavaraha kalpa. Have you heard this name anywhere? When we do the sankalpa, when we are doing some havan or big puja, we have to do the sankalpa, then we will be doing it. What is that? Jambudvipe, Bharatakande. If you are in India, you have to do Bharatakande, Jambudvipe. But we are in Africa, so you have to do Africa Kande, South Africa Deshe. Then what are we doing? Which Manu time we are in? Which kalpa we are in? Now we are in the Shvetavaraha kalpa. Presently. And what is that? It is the 50th, we are in the 50th year of this Brahma. Shvetavaraha kalpa. And in that kalpa, millions of years are there. It is the first day of the 51st year. At the end of the kalpa, of this kalpa, the world will be annihilated by fire, pralaya. Don't worry, that will happen after millions of years, nothing to worry. So, you got the idea, the definition of a kalpa equalizing 4.32 billion years. Billion years is found in our scriptures. Can you imagine? What is the brain, what is the intelligence of our Hindus, of our Sanatana Dharma, which can measure this much amount of time, million, billion, trillion, tetratrillion, all those things. The Western concept didn't have this concept of numbers at all. It was taken by Hindus, it was taken by the Sanatana Dharma, the counting and everything. Zero was not there. Have you seen the numbering of Romans, whom the Western civilization thinks the Greeks and the Romans as their greatest people? The Roman civilization, do you know what is this thing, how they write? 1, 2, 3, 5 as we. There is no concept of zero. Mathematics was very difficult for them to do. They had to take it from India. From India it went to Arabia. From Arabia it went to Europe. That is our concept of mathematics. You can see years. This was known to us. Millions and millions of years we have been thinking about this thing. So you can just imagine how great is Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma, why it is called Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. Now you can see what this eternal means. Now, the definition of kalpa equalizing 4.32 billion years. Okay, the duration of the material universe is limited. It is manifested in again another rotation and revolution of kalpa. Earlier it was yuga, after that Manvantara, now kalpa. Can you imagine the cycle of time? Kalpa. A kalpa is a day of Brahma, and one day of Brahma consists of 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas or ages: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. These 4 yugas rotating 1,000 times comprises one day of Brahma, and the same number comprises one night of Brahma. Now lives 100 of such year, and then Brahma will merge in the Parabrahman after that 100 years. These 100 years total 311 trillion 40 billion years is Brahma's life. Now, isn't it the life of Brahma is fantastic? See, now if you do highest punya like Hanuman, you will become Brahma. You can rule, create everything for how many years? 311 trillion 40 billion years you can rule. If you become Brahma, you have that capacity within you. By these calculations, the life of Brahma seems fantastic and interminable, but from the viewpoint of eternity, you think it is so great, but from the viewpoint of eternity, it is a brief as a lightning flash. This Brahma's life is 311 trillion 40 billion years. The life of Brahma is a flash of lightning in the concept of time of eternity. The fantastic and interminable life of Brahma. But from the viewpoint of eternity, it is brief as a lightning flash. In the causal ocean, the Vishnu is sleeping in this ocean, Ksheerasagara Vishnu. That ocean, causal ocean, there are innumerable Brahmas rising and disappearing like bubbles on the water, on the ocean. Such aged Brahmas of 311 trillion 40 billion years of Brahma are rising like bubbles on this ocean of Vishnu, this causal. Now you can understand what is Vishnu, what is the Lord, what is Ishvara. Now you can see, you just tell the names Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, that's all. You don't know how great they are. Now you are getting only an inkling, a small inkling, okay? So there are innumerable Brahmas rising and disappearing like bubbles. Brahma and his creation are all part of the material universe, and therefore they are in a constant state of flux. Okay? And now, you know what is Divine Mother, whom we are going to now study in this Mahakali, Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, Durga, whom we are worshipping as Mahamaya, the Holy Mother Sharda Devi. They are all that Mahamaya, Mahaprakriti, Mahat. You know what is her capacity? Now can you imagine what is Divine Mother Durga? She is called Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Janani. Brahma is called Anda. Anda means egg, the egg of creation. So every second in her womb, she creates Koti Koti Brahmandas. And Holy Ramakrishna also had that vision, and Swami Vivekananda also had that vision of what is that? Brahma Yoni, the womb of the Divine Mother. Brahma Yoni. There, millions and millions of Brahmanda, such Brahmas, and the creation, the world, the stars were created. That is just womb of Divine Mother. You can see now what is just womb of Divine Mother. Then what is Divine Mother? What is the power of the Divine Mother? What is her strength? Just imagine what is Divine Mother. See, that's the reason, though it is all so confusing and so many number of years, why I took through all of you is, you can just imagine what is Divine Mother. Compared to that, what is Brahma? Compared to that, what is the kalpa, people who are in the kalpa, and what is Manu, what is Indra, what is Divine Mother? Now you can see Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Janani. That's why she is called Universal Mother, Divine Mother. And we are going to study in this Devi Mahatmyam. Mahatmya means the significance, the greatness of Mother. Now you can understand what a great scripture you are going to chant and study. How great is Divine Mother. So, as I told you, we will come down again now from Brahma. The one day of Brahma, I told you that kalpas, these 30 kalpas, each kalpa is 1 day, 12 hours of Brahma. So there will be 30 kalpas, that 30 days of Brahma. In that every day there will be one person ruling that. As I told you, now we are in the 50th year of Brahma. In that the first, we are in that one of the, this thing is, current is Shvetavaraha kalpa. And what is the other one, next one? Nila Lohita. Shvetavaraha, we are in the present Shvetavaraha kalpa, Nila Lohita. And that each kalpa, I told you how many years that kalpa has, so how many Manvantaras will be there, and each Manu, how many 71 yuga cycles will be there. In that yuga cycle, 4 yugas, and how many years that each yuga has, how many number of yuga years are there in the Kali Yuga. In that Kali Yuga, which year we are, 2024, I already told about. Now that kalpa, Shvetavaraha kalpa, the Brahma's 51st year, the first day, Shvetavaraha, we are now in. What is the next one? Nila Lohita. Then Vamadeva kalpa. Then Ratantara. Then Raurava, Deva, Brihat, Kandarpa, Sadhya, Ishana, Tamaha, Saraswata, Udana, Garuda, Kurma, Narasimha. These are all the name of the kalpas, the important people who will be ruling at that time. Just like now in the famous Rama's dynasty, Raghu, it was called the Raghu because there was a great king called Raghu in that, Ikshvaku or Raghu. Like that, in this kalpa, any great person who is ruling that will be given that name to him. The 30, I told about the 16 one. Now the 17 one is Samana, Agneya, Soma, Manava, Tatpuman, Vaikunta, Lakshmi, Savitri, Aghora, Varaha, Vairaja, Gauri, Maheshwara, Pitru. These are the 30 kalpas. That is 1 month they will be ruling every day of Brahma. So after that, this person will be merged in God. 30 kalpas, 30 days, that is the 1 month of Brahma. So I told you in that what is Manvantara, because this Manvantara came in our study. Where did you get this Manvantara? in our Durga Saptashati. That's why I explained all these things. Manvantara. Where did we get it? Savarni Surya Tanayo Yo Manu Katyateshtavaha Nishamaya Tadutpattim Visrat Gatuto Mama Mahamaya Anubhavena Yatha Manvantara Dipaha. Manvantara. Now, how small and small we are getting down from Brahma to Kalpa, Kalpa to Manvantara. Manvantara in our Hindu cosmology is a cycle period of time identifying with the duration, reign or the age of Manu, the progenitor Manvantara. There will be 7 different rishis, deities, Indra, and Manu will be the king of this whole Manvantara. So, as I told you, 14 Manvantaras. Why did we take up this Manvantara? I am going to take each Manvantara is distinguished by the Manu who rules or reigns over it, of which we are currently in the, which Manvantara are we? I told you Shvetavaraha Kalpa. Which Manvantara are we now in? We are in the 7th Manvantara. What is the name of that Manvantara which is ruled by Vaivasvata Manu? Now, which Manvantara are we in? Vaivasvata Manu, 7th Manvantara. His name is Vaivasvata. Okay? Why did I tell all these things? Manvantara, sometimes spelled as Manvantara, all that thing we came to know. Now, in this Manu, as I told you, after that there will be Sandhya. Between one Manvantara and another Manvantara, there will be Pralaya. The whole world will be submerged in water. All of us will go to again cold storage. Again there will be creation. Then we will come back from where we were, just like in the cold storage. We are born again, and then all our activities will go on. Again, cold storage. So, Sandhya. So, now this Sandhya, as I told you, it is the joining period. Each Manvantara lasts for 306,720,000 years. Each Manvantara, one Manu's life. So, now the Yuga cycles in the Kalpa day of Brahma, which last for 4.32 billion years. Now you can see what is Manvantara. And Sandhya is of the time of one Satya Yuga, 1,720,000 years. It will be submerged in water. Bhuloka will be submerged in water. Now each Kalpa has 14 Manvantara. Now this 15 Manvantara Sandhya, because there will be gap in. So, after the 14 Manvantara, the 15th Sandhya will be there. That is the Pralaya. So, you have come to know the period of Manu. Now, what are the 14 Manus? First one is Swayambhu. Then, what is the second Manu? The name of the Manu is Swarochisha Manu. What is the third Manu? Uttama Manu. Fourth, Tapasa or Tamasa Manu. Fifth, Raivata Manu. Sixth, Chakshusha Manu. Seventh, Vaivasvata. This is the Manu who is ruling now. Vaivasvata. Manvantare in the sun, in the this thing we will be telling in the while making the Sankalpa. Vaivasvata Manu. Eighth is Savarani. Ninth is Daksha Savarani Manu. 10th is Brahma Savarani. 11th, Dharma Savarani. 12th, Rudra Savarani. 13th, Rauchya or Deva Savarani Manu. 14th is Indra Savarani Manu. These are the 14th. Now, what have we to remember? What comes in our Durga Saptashati or Devi Mahatmyam is the names which we have to remember now is the second Manu. What is that? Swarochisha Manu. And the other name we have to remember is Savarani Manu. Why? I will take you through that. But we have already know what is the current Manu is Vaivasvata. That is not important for us. Savarani and Swarochisha, second and eighth Manu are important. Why? Because in the Devi Mahatmyam it is told Savarani Surya Tanayo. See, that word Savarani has come. What is it connected to us now? Which is this thing, Savarani Manu is the second Manu. Sorry, that name of that person, it is not Savarani. Savarni Surya Tanayo Yomanu Katyatishtamah Nishamaya Tadutpattim Vistarad Gadato Mama Mahabhaya Anubhavena Yatha Manvantara Sababhuva Mahabhagaha Savarnistanayo Ravehe. Then Swarochishantare Purvam, that is the fourth verse. Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha. See, the second, now we are talking, this Devi Mahatmyam is happening. Markandeya is talking about this Surata Raja who was living and ruling the kingdom in the second Manu's period, Swarochisha Manu. That's why I took you through all this kalpa of Manu, the kalpa, the Manu, Manvantara. Swarochisha Manu is the second Manu of that period. So this happened during that period. But why do you bring again to the next 8th Manvantara? I will again take you through that. Swarochishontare Purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha Suratho Nama Raja Bhut Samaste Kshitimandale. Now we shall chant the 4th verse. Can you please repeat the 4th verse now? We will learn the chanting of the 4th verse. Om Om Swarochishentere Purvam Swarochishentere Purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha Suratho Nama Raja Bhut Surato Nama Raja Bhut Samaste Kshitimandale Samaste Kshitimandale Tasya Palayatah Samyak Tasya Palayatah Samyak Praja Putra Nivaurasan Praja Putra Nivaurasan Babhuvu Shatravo Bhupaha Babhuvu Shatravo Bhupaha Kola Vidvamsinastada Kola Vidvamsinastada Tasya Tairabhavatyuddham Tasya Tairabhavatyuddham Ati Prabaladandinaha Ati Prabaladandinaha Nyunairapi Satairyuddhe Nyunairapi Satairyuddhe Kola Vidvamsibhirjitaha Kola Vidvamsibhirjitaha Tataha Swapuramayato Tataha Swapuramayato Nijadeshadipo Bhavat Nijadeshadipo Bhavat Akrantasya Mahabhagas Akrantasya Mahabhagas Taistada Prabalaribihi Taistada Prabalaribihi. So we have learned from the 4th to the 7th verse chanting. What is the meaning of the 4th and the 5th verse? That is the Swarochishyantare Purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samudbhavaha Surato Nama Raja Bhut Samaste Kshitimandale. In the former times, which is that former times? That is during the reign of Swarochisha Manu. In the former times, there was a king named Surata. His name was Surata. What is the meaning, literal meaning of Surata? Su means good, Ratha means chariot. Surata, born of the Chaitra dynasty. He was born in the Chaitra. Chaitra is said to be the first son of Swarochisha. So the Swarochisha Manu's first son was Chaitra. So that is the Chaitra dynasty. The Surata was born in that dynasty of Swarochisha. That was long the second Manu. So in the former times there was a king named Surata, born of the Chaitra dynasty, ruling over the whole world in the period of Swarochisha, in the Manvantara of Swarochisha. He protected his subjects duly, like his own children. He was a very good king. He was a just king. He was looking after his subjects just like his own children. At that time, the kings, who were the destroyers of the kolas. So there were so many smaller kings ruling different other places. So they all joined hand with the enemies, the kolas and the other kings, smaller kings, the kolas and other people, they all joined together and they became the enemy of the Surata and they came to fight with him. Okay? At that time, the kings who were the destroyers of the kolas became his enemies. He, the wielder of powerful weapon, that is a Surata, fought a battle with the destroyers of the kolas and all these enemies. But though he was a very just king, he was very good, his army was superior, he was the emperor, but he was defeated by these smaller kings because they had united and they were defeated by them, though they were a small force. Now he had to retreat from the emperorship, from all that big reign. Then he returned to his own country, small country. He returned to his own city later on and ruled over his own country. Then that illustrious king Surata was attacked by those powerful enemies. Again, they all joined together and they attacked him. So here also he was defeated. So while he was defeated, his own kith and kin, his own relatives, his own ministers, his own people deceived him. They took away his all the wealth, the treasury. They deceived in many ways. The internal, see, always you'll see the internal people are all the greatest enemies. They defeated him. So his all the elephants, his throne, his palace, everything was taken away. He was deceived, cheated. So he had to come away running from his kingdom, from his town, riding a horse. He came to the forest to escape from these enemies. So that is the story you have seen. That is the beginning. We are completed up to the 7th verse. In the next class, I will take up the chanting from the 8th verse and also we will go on to see the other thing. So why I had to tell you is this Manvantara, this Surata was a great king in the second Manvantara, Swarochisha Manvantara. All these Durga Saptashati, all these things happened during that second Manvantara, Swarochisha. Because after that he comes to the great Rishi, now running away from his people, from his kingdom, because they all deceived him. He was defeated, though he was a very just king, good king. He was defeated and he had to run away to the forest. There he came to the ashrama of one great Rishi, Sumedasa or Medasa. Now another person also in another place that will come later on. His name was Samadhi. He was a Vaishya. He was a businessman. He was cheated by his own family members, his own wife, his own children, his own relatives. They took away all his money. Then they put him out of the house. So he had to run away from the house, this Samadhi. He came also running to the forest to escape them. They all met here in the forest, in the Rishi's ashram, that is Medhas Rishi. Then they started questioning themselves. What is this? See, both of us are deceived by our own people. But our mind goes back to our own people. Samadhi, who has been cheated by his own wife, by his own children, they have taken away all his money and put him out of the house. But still, my mind is thinking of my wife, of my children, what has happened to them, are they happy, what is so? Why is our mind attached to them? And here, this king Surata has been defeated by his own ministers, yet he is worried about the treasury. How is my horse? How is that elephant? What is happening to my subjects? My mind goes there. What is this attachment? Though we have been deceived, cheated by our own people, we would have just thought, let them go and die. Let anything happen to them. We are not worried. I'll build another kingdom. No. But my mind is worried about them. What is this happening? What is this secret? When they come to this Rishi Ashram Medhas, they fall at his feet, they surrender to him, and they ask this question. Then he tells, this is the work of the Mahamaya, the Divine Mother. All these things are made, we are kept this attachment, this love, and all these things. She controls all that energy, everything. Because of her Mahamaya, we are controlled by Mahamaya. All this whole universe is run by the Mahamaya. What is her greatness? Then Vedas started that Rishi telling this Surata and Samadhi about the Divine Mother. Then, after knowing about the greatness of the Divine Mother, they worship her. So Samadhi, because he didn't have any other desire, he got liberation. Surata, because he had some more desire, what does he become? Because he worshipped Divine Mother, then he got the blessings of Divine Mother, he got so much of punya. Now I told you, the present Manvantara. What is the present Manvantara? You remember? The seventh one. The seventh Manvantara is Savarni. No, Vaivasvata Manvantara. After this Manu, maybe some millions of years, will be Vaivasvata. After that is Savarni Manvantara. So in that Savarni Manvantara, because Surata, he worshipped Divine Mother and did lot of good punya, he got earned punya. He becomes the Manu of the 8th Manvantara. He got the divine, by the Divine Mother's grace, by the gift of Divine Mother, see in this second verse you can see. Notice that in the second verse, what is here? Markandeya telling, Mahamayanu-bhavena yatha manvantara-dipaha. This Surata, because he pleased the Divine Mother, the Divine Mother out of her grace gave him the Manuship, the rulership of one whole Manvantara. When this happened in second Manvantara, Surata, but he becomes in the next Manvantara, not now. We are in the different Manvantara. He will become this thing in the 8th Manvantara. Vaivasvata Mantra is now which we are in the next Manvantara. In the Savarni Manvantara, this Surata Raja, because he worshipped Divine Mother, out of her grace, he becomes the progenitor, the Manu, the Manvantara, whole such millions of years he will be ruling. Why? By the grace of Divine Mother. Where is it given? The third verse, Mahamayanu-bhavena. What is that? I will read that now here. One cycle of creation is divided into 14 Manvantara, all that thing, the period ruled over by Manu. There are therefore 14 Manus as follows: Swayambhu, Swarojisha, Uttama, all that thing. We now saw that one of the name of the Divine Mother is Mahamaya, the one of the name of the Divine Mother. He was King Surata in the second Swarojisha Manvantara. Now he becomes the Manu of the next Manvantara by the Mahamayanu-bhavena. He becomes the Lord of the 8th Manvantara by the grace of Mahamaya. So now you are knowing to know the greatness of that Mahamaya, the Divine Mother. This whole book, Devi Mahatmyam, glory of Devi, is that. See, with just this time, she is the controller of the time. She is the controller of our mind. Everything is happening according to her will. That's why if we study, if we think of her, meditate upon her, know her glories, now supplicate her, we please her, then out of her grace, we can come out of this bondages, this Mahamaya. And you can, if you have desires, you can become Manu, you can become Emperor, you can become Indra, you can become Brahma. If you don't have desire, if you want liberation, just like Samadhi, you can also get liberation. Whatever you want, you can get. That is the greatness of Mahamaya. All this attachment, all the bondages, it is because of her. We are feeling that attachment to our family members, to the one who have cheated us. Still we don't give up that attachment. Why this attachment? It is by the force of Mahamaya. Please her, meditate on her. She will release you from all these bondages. Now, you got some inkling of who this Divine Mother is and who is the controller of this Divine Mother. She is only the power of the Lord, Ishvara, Parabrahma. And who are you? You have that Parabrahman, Atman within your heart. Now you can know how great you are. See, you are brought down to the smaller level. crush your ego, then you will come to know how great you are. That Atman, that Parabrahman you are. That is what our Vedanta tells. So that is your greatness. Exert your greatness. Come out of this. Supplicate Mother. Surrender to Mother. Read all these things. Then you can come out and come to know how great you are, how great Divine Mother is. All that can be known. Now we will end our talk with the chanting of Sarvamangala Mangalye. It is the Brahma Stuti, the creator Brahma and all the other gods and goddesses. After she killed the demons, they went and prayed to her. That is called Brahmadi Stutihi Sarvamangala Mangalye. We will hear that as Master Ramakrishna used to tell, if you chant that Sarvamangala Mangalye, that small stotra, it will give you the result of chanting the whole Devi Mahatmyam. That's why every time in the class we chant it. Please hear, and also you can sing that Sarvamangala Mangalye.